And what could be a championship preview in the PSCL, we bring you the final regular season game of the Palm Springs Summer Collegiate League here in the desert. EJ Sanchez, Adam Oppenheim, welcoming you to a beautiful afternoon right about 6 o'clock here Pacific time on the West Coast to bring you the Lumberjacks and the Blue Sox in their final tune-up before the playoffs begin. Adam, it just seems like yesterday we were starting the regular season. We fast forward about 3 weeks. Here we are getting ready to start off on the playoffs.
Absolutely, EJ, and this is going to be an awesome game between the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks coming at 12-5, Blue Sox at 13-3-1. These are two super talented teams who have a ton of all-stars that we'll talk about throughout the game, who are going to be playing tomorrow on the 4th of July, the huge game where the Palm Springs Power face off against the PSCL All-Stars.
Absolutely. The 4th of July extravaganza, it's being called. The city of Palm Springs will be providing a fireworks show starting at about 9:15. We encourage everybody who is coming out to the ball game tomorrow to get here early. Gates open early here at 4:30 with our VIP option still being available at Palm Springs PowerBaseball.com. Adam, let's meet the starting lineups for today, starting with the visiting team on the scoreboard today. The Lumberjacks, coached by Sam DiMatteo. Binyam Gebhardt will lead things off and play short. The center fielder, Joe Jimenez, will bat second. Drew Perry will hit for himself in the 3 spot. He'll be also pitching today. Johnny Alley in the cleanup spot playing right field. At second base, batting 5th is Noah Gutierrez. Ben Wade, the catcher, will bat 6th. Nick Eli will play third base and bat 7th. The left fielder, Cam Tarling, will bat 8th. Caden Stillwell will round things out, batting 9th and playing first base. They'll be going against Trevor Morgan, the starter for the Blue Sox today. And this is just, again, a situation, Adam, where even though Morgan may not start the championship, he would be available. So it's one last time before these teams get to see each other in the playoffs. Both have already locked up the overall buys, though, in their own respective divisions.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge to not throw your starter in the semifinal game, your number one guy. And instead, same for the championship game, which we're also going to be calling.
We will both be there on Tuesday. Trevor Morgan's first pitch misses down low for a ball. It's his 5th appearance of the summer, pitching to a tune of a 7.71 ERA. He's given up 8 runs over 9 1/3 innings. His second pitch to Binyam Gebhardt is outside, but it's called a strike right there on the corner. It's 1-1. Trevor Morgan out of Grossmont College. This is only his second start of the summer. His third pitch is a breaking ball that misses high. It's 2-1 to Binyam Gebhardt. Gebhardt, one of the All-Stars you'll be seeing, the lone utility man vote, who has got in not only as a very respected infielder who's hit very well, he's also done very well on the mound. And he's ahead 3-1 as the fastball misses outside for Morgan. 3-1 count. Still staying in the stretch is Morgan. He delivers the 3-1 to Gebhardt, who takes it on the inside corner as he trotted down to first. He'll retreat back to see a full count. He'll be followed by Joe Jimenez. 3-2 to Gebhardt with the all-white helmet, all-black bat. He sees the pitch, fouls it off, and back to the screen. Count will stay at 3-2. 9 strikeouts to 3 walks, Adam. So a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio should do him very well against a Lumberjacks team that finished as one of the best offenses in the PSCL. Morgan set at the belt. Sends one to Gebhardt, who pops it into the infield on the right side. It'll be put away by Tyler Nelson, the first baseman, for the first out of the inning and the first out of the game.
It's going to be super key for the Lumberjacks to get off to a lead in this game. Remember, this was a team that started 8-0, and they're 4-5 in their last 9 games. They got to get back on the right foot, Sam DiMatteo. Got to try to push the right buttons, but it's been a similar lineup all year long, and the pitching has also just been fantastic, but it's been the bats that they just haven't scored a ton.
Another all-star in Joe Jimenez steps in. A breaking ball from Morgan catches the outside corner. Jimenez has done double duty not only as a Lumberjack but also a member of the Palm Springs Power early on in this season. After a couple years at COD, the College of the Desert, committed to Olivia Nazarene University. The second pitch is outside for a ball. 1-1, 1 out in the top of the first. What a lot of people expect to be a championship preview with the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks. Third pitch to Jimenez is a called strike Well received by Ethan Swidler. And it's 1-2 to Jimenez. Morgan going with a rather quick pace now. He's set, looking for his first strikeout. Jimenez in on his hand, sends it into right field. Playing shallow is Anthony Mathiasen, who puts it away for out number 2.
That was super interesting where Mathiasen was playing in right field. I thought that was certainly going to get down, not hit particularly hard off the bat of Jimenez, but Mathiasen just moves in a step and makes the catch.
Eric Benavidez is your home plate umpire. Carlos Hernandez in the field. The defense behind Trevor Morgan is Noah Bufford, Anthony Cepeda, and Anthony Mathiasen from left to right in the outfield. Isaac Rodriguez, Michael Gonzalez are on the left side of the infield. This is tapped on a couple of hops. Sliding play at second base on to first. He's got him. Javen Baxa, the All-Star, makes an All-Star caliber play, and that will do it for the Lumberjacks in the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first. No score here in Palm Springs on the PSCL Broadcasting Network.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
The first licks for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the first against Drew Perry. It'll go like this today, Adam. Javen Baxa, we just talked about him. He had a fine sliding play in the top of the first. He'll lead things off. Ethan Swidler, the catcher, will bat second. Bodie Grieve as the extra hitter. He'll bat third. The designated hitter, David Orozco, will bat fourth. Tyler Nelson, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Noah Bufford out of Mississippi Valley State will bat sixth and play left field. Anthony Mathiasen in right. Anthony Cepeda batting eighth and playing center field. Michael Gonzalez will bat ninth at shortstop. Isaac Rodriguez will bat 10th and play third base. They're going against Drew Perry today, Adam, and when you talk about a PSCL All-Star, pick which way you want him to go. He's hit .471 as a batter, and he's also pitched to a .372 ERA to go along with 19 strikeouts and only 9 2/3 innings. He's been one of the most imposing guys in the PSCL from the word go.
Absolutely. When you can hit the ball hard and also throw the ball hard off the mound, you're going to be an impressive two-way player. Perry can do both at an elite level. We talk about his hitting all the time because he hits practically every day for the Lumberjacks, but his pitching, it's been impressive this year.
His last time out was rather impressive against the 2-seeded Rush. He went 5 in the third innings, 9 strikeouts, only gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, and again, a very talented Rush team that he had to go against. Mainly going to attack with a four-seam and a slider, a four-seam fastball that he claims will run up to 88. We were joking with him before the game. He sits about 86, 87, but not scared to run it up should the situation call for it. Perry out of the windup to Javen Baxa, and his first pitch is a slider that catches the zone on the outside corner for a strike.
And that's what's so tough about Perry, too. Usually some of these two-way players, they're just a fastball changeup, but he has 4 separate pitches.
Second pitch to Baxa. He doubles up on the breaking ball. This one misses outside, and it stays in front of it is Ben Wade. In the outfield, Cam Tarling in left, Joe Jimenez in center, Johnny Alley in right, Nick Eli, Binyam Gebhardt manning the left side of the infield for Sam DiMatteo. Perry's second pitch is swung on and missed. His first fastball at 86, and it's a 1-1 count. Noah Gutierrez and Caden Stillwell, the right side of the infield for the Jacks. Ben Wade one of the better catchers in terms of throwing runners out, will be behind the plate doing the catching for Perry. This one goes off the arm of Baxa, and Mr. Benavidez says to remain there. It looks like he stuck his arm out, and it'll just go down as a strike. And Adam, that seemed rare. Do you see it that blatant? But it did seem like Baxa was just took it, and he didn't have any arguments when he was called back.
You can also try to get out of the way, but also accidentally turn towards the plate.
1-2 from Perry. Outside. Went back to the fastball against Baxa. Baxa has been one of the most impressive hitters in the PSCL, Adam. Through 37 plate appearances, still batting .483, and that's why he'll be playing tomorrow against the Power. This one's tapped shallow on the infield. Wade will just run it down before it has the chance to spin back into fair territory. It'll stay at 1-2.
And not only is this going to be a great game between two of the best PSCL teams, but for the All-Stars, this is, the warm-up for the Palm Springs Power, where you're going to be seeing pitching in the mid to high 80s along with in the lower 90s.
Perry out of the windup, delivers the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with the slider on the outside corner. Javen Baxa down on strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the first. The Lumberjacks and the Blue Sox. And Adam, to go back to that point, these are two competitive teams, but once you put them all together, we talked to Andrew Starkey throughout the week. He said every year this always comes down to one of the harder games of the season for the Power. Perry's first pitch to Ethan Swidler, the catcher, in there for a strike. He's gone mostly sliders thus far. Swidler also will be playing tomorrow, one of the 3 catchers that have made the roster for the PSCL All-Stars. His second pitch is a check swing sent down to first. Carlos Hernandez says he goes around. He's stayed with those 2 pitches, Adam, the fastball and the slider. That fastball at 87. Perry looking for his second strikeout. Slider outside misses. Slight wind blowing in from the northwest. A picture-perfect day in Palm Springs with the palm trees overlooking Palm Springs Stadium and the mountains in the distance. This one's tapped down the third baseline. It'll go foul. It gets to the glove of Nick Eli. And I think, Adam, there's a drone in center field trying to capture some action that we have before we have some more action tomorrow.
That's sweet.
Our PSCL social media team is among the best in the business. So if that's them, I've got to say, they're going above and beyond per usual. Perry's second 0-2 misses outside.
Ethan Swidler is just such a tough out at the plate, doesn't chase a lot out of the zone, and has major power to all areas of the field.
Slightly crouched is Swidler. Cold strike 3 outside corner. Drew Perry has sat down his first 2 hitters, both by strikeouts. This 88-mile-an-hour fastball freezes Swidler. There's 2 down in the bottom of the first.
And that's picture perfect from Drew Perry. A long at-bat with Swidler and then just paints a fastball on the outside corner. Rings it up to 88, and that horizontal break and vertical break. Nasty on that pitch.
Bodie Greaves, first chance to see Perry. He takes it outside. 1-0. Grieve, 345 on the season, 2 home runs. Although, Adam, one of those home runs didn't leave the ballpark. It was a recipient of an inside-the-park home run about last week against the A's. Second pitch to him, also outside. So quickly ahead, 2-0 is Grieve. Orozco would finish should he reach. Ali, Gutierrez, and Wade scheduled to hit in the top of the second for the Lumberjacks. Perry's 2-0. Also misses low. So back-to-back strikeouts, and suddenly Drew Perry's behind 3-0 to the third hitter. Normal depth along the outfield right now, maybe a deeper center field, is Joe Jimenez. The 3-0 from Perry. In there for a strike. What's interesting, he threw a 3-0 slider there, Adam. It seems like Perry's more comfortable landing his early pitches with his off-speed, not his fastball. We'll have to keep our eye on that. 3-1. In there for a called strike, back-to-back.
He has tremendous feel on that slider right now. It is evident up here, EJ, and that's not like a lot of pitchers. Usually they rely on the fastball.
Payoff pitch, 2 outs. Trot down to first is Bodie Grieve. Drew Perry wanted that bad. But it was just a little bit out of the zone. It's a good call from Michael Benavidez. David Orozco will have his first turn. That is the 10th walk of the season for Bodie Grieve. Orozco, who doubles as a catcher, getting to do some DHing today, batting .290 this summer. Perry, first time in the stretch. First pitch is tapped down the third base line. Nick Eli will let this roll foul. Quickly 0-1. It'll be an interesting spot if Grieve decides to go, not known as a base stealer, and with the way that Ben Wade's thrown the ball from behind home plate, we expect Reed Santos to let his four-hole man swing away. Tyler Nelson waits in the on-deck circle. They'll check on him at first. He's back in standing up.
And adding on to that, Perry is pretty quick to the plate, and it's much harder to take off for second base when the pitcher just goes straight home.
This pitch is also tapped down the third base line. This one might stay fair. Eli wisely lets this roll foul. And it'll be 0-2. Adam, that is a tremendous heads-up play that won't show up in the box score, won't show up on a highlight reel, but that's Nick Eli showing what kind of ball player he is.
That's a really smart baseball play. You're coming in charging from third. You're going to have no chance to get a Orozco. And, I mean, it could be a risky play if it somehow hugs the third base line, but you play the odds of if it's going towards the edge of the grass already halfway down the third base line. Once it hits the dirt, it's going to go into foul territory.
You know, you got to think that's a product of seeing hundreds and hundreds of choppers go down the third base line and knowing how they're going to end up. Orozco down 0-2. They'll check on Grieve again at first. He's back in standing up again. Orozco struggling with the bat over his last couple of games, but had a very strong second week. 0-2. Sent into right field. It sends Johnny Alley to his left, ranging over to make the play as he runs towards the line on a slight crouch. 3 outs in the bottom of the first, and we'll go to the second. No score in this matchup between the 1 seeds of the PSCL. We'll be back on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family-oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Top of the second in Palm Springs, 4, 5, 6 in the order, due up for the Lumberjacks. Johnny Alley, the all-star, will lead things off for Sam DiMatteo. Second inning of work for Trevor Morgan. Was able to go 3 up, 3 down, a couple of flyouts and a ground out in his first inning. His first pitch is down low, 1-0. Alley has been one of the more fun guys to watch from the left side, and you're talking with the guys around the organization. They say he has one of the smoother swings in the entire league, Adam. He sends his second pitch behind us into the park. 1-0.
He's just so short to the ball and still creates so much power. His hands are back, and then he makes a direct line to the ball using all that muscle he has. To have all those homers already on the year.
He has 3 of them. Takes inside. Breaking ball from Morgan misses. Not only 3 home runs, Adam, but 16 RBIs to go along with it. 2 doubles and a triple. So you see why. There's a good chance he could be batting in the heart of the order tomorrow when the All-Stars face the Power. Sends this one down the first base line. Nelson can't get to it on a slide. It'll roll all the way to the wall. It'll go actually out of play down the gate. And Alley will have to stop at second.
Wow. The Blue Sox catch a massive break. Obviously, the gate was open down the right field line where it's usually closed, but if that hits the gate, it's got to be a triple, and, that's the argument.
He probably does get to third in general, but Mathiasen, you're right, he does catch a break, and I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility to say that he might have made a turnaround third in that situation. This is a big field, Adam. 350 down the lines, 370s in the power alley, and 400 dead center. And that's a long run for Mathiasen, who was playing shaded right center. They're going to keep Alley at second.
I mean, they have to. And a lot of times for good hitters, the corner outfielders are going to pinch in to take away those gaps and make you hit it down the line like that. Now, Johnny Alley did that. You're right. That was going to be an easy stand-up triple.
Noah Gutierrez has multi-hits in his last 4 games, Adam. The second baseman for the Jacks. Takes his first pitch down the middle, but it's high. It's 1-0. Be followed by Ben Wade. That was a shot off the bat of Johnny Alley. His 4th double of the season. Second pitch to Gutierrez, rides outside. He's in a hitter's count, ahead 2-0. The other all-star that we have not mentioned yet so far for the Blue Sox, in the form of Alex Hawking, the starting pitcher. He was one of the unanimous guys, so to speak, Adam. Almost everybody selecting him on their all-star ballots. This is called strike outside corner, 2-1.
I would definitely agree with that.
2-1. Catches the outside corner for a slider. Talking also, this is just conversations that happen throughout the building. Sam DiMatteo said in his 6 years in the PSCL as a coach, by far the best talent, the most talented and deep league that he has seen. 2-1 from Morgan. Misses outside, 3-1. We must have missed one. It's 3-2. So our apologies. Those that just joining us, Johnny Alley led things off with a double down the right field line that went out of play. That's why you see him on second. Payoff pitch. Sent up the middle past the glove of Morgan. The diving Baxa not able to get to it. There's going to be a play at the plate on a one-hop. Not able to make the play is Swidler. Sliding in is Johnny Alley. It'll go down as an RBI single in the first run for the Lumberjacks.
And Alley was not turning particularly hard around third. Not sure about the call from Coach Sam DiMatteo, what he was going to do, hold up a stop sign or wave him home. That little bit of hesitation almost costed him at the plate, but instead RBI single for Gutierrez, like you mentioned, EJ.
Off the bat at 77, the ball wasn't pieced by any stretch of the imagination. That's why you saw 2 Blue Sox have an opportunity to make a play. But this bounce goes in favor of the Jacks. They'll check on Gutierrez at first. He's back in with a slide. Ben Wade to the plate with his neon green arm sleeve, the all-white batting gloves, the black helmet to go along with the black bat and white batting gloves with the yellow cleats that he's sporting today. Sends this on a couple of hops to second. Baxa looks to make the play at second, not in time. Hustling all the way was Gutierrez. He beats the throw, and I think Javen Baxa slipped just a little bit, and that was just enough for Gutierrez to slide in safely.
Super close play there at second. If you're Baxa, I think you got to take the sure out. With the ball that was hit 52 off the bat, you would love to get the lead runner, but you have to get the out most importantly.
Nick Eli will take his turn, playing third base. He's been a utility guy for Sam DiMatteo, not only playing the left side of the infield, also has a couple of pitching appearances as well. He's sporting the all-red batting gloves, most likely from his time still in the desert, at College of the Desert, One of the road runners has made their way here. First pitch to him is a called strike. I think that's on the pitch. He did square around a bunt. And Mr. Benavidez saying that is a called strike. So 0-1 to Eli. Still no outs in the top of the first, yes, for the Lumberjacks. Slightly open stance for Eli. He sees the 0-1. Inside of just a bit low. Ethan Swidler wanted that one. But he evens the count at 1-1. Cam Tarling waits on deck. This inning started with a leadoff double from Johnny Alley. He was brought around in the RBI single by Noah Gutierrez. High and in, check swing Eli. Carlos Hernandez says he did. So a hard luck 2 strikes called against Nick Eli, and he'll be sent into 2-strike mode.
It didn't look like it was a swing particularly, but it's really tough to tell from this angle, and that's why the home plate umpires always send it down to their ump in the field, being Carlos Hernandez.
1-2 is a breaking pitch that misses low just below the knees. It's 2-2. You know, what's interesting right now, Adam, is that Nick Eli does not have a strikeout on the season hitting-wise. He's been so good with 2 strikes. The 2-2 misses just low. You see a demonstration of what they call a big league take from Eli. Dropped just below the knees, and he's worked the count full. Gutierrez at second, Wade at first. Morgan looking to get a huge out in the second. The 3-2. Just low. Swidler wanted it. Morgan might have wanted it even more, but the bases are loaded for the Lumberjacks with Cam Tarling stepping in.
That's a tough take by Eli. That was down in the zone at a fastball at 84, and that's just below the zone. Really good take by Eli, but that's knowing the zone. And mostly this season, those low pitches below the zone, they have not been strikes. It's been more of the stuff that's been like a ball to a ball and a half off the plate that have been called for strikes.
Reed Santos is going to take his first mound visit of the day. The Blue Sox, the champions of the North Division in the regular season, finishing 4 games above the second team in the North, and that was the Colonials. The Bootleggers and Coyotes staying at 500 at 9-9. The Bombers at 4-14. The Lumberjacks in the South Division were followed by the Rush, who are going to finish 2 or 2.5 games behind, depending on the outcome of this one. The Rush finished at 10-7-1. The A's at 9-9. Haymakers at 8-10, and MLB DC China at 4-14. Seen a lot of good baseball over the last 20-plus days, Adam, and it all comes to a head in the playoffs beginning on Saturday. So the corners come in. Nelson and Rodriguez playing with their tippy toes on the grass. First pitch fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1.
And what's so fun about the playoffs, too, is the great pitching you see. That's where you turn from a great hitter to a lead hitter when you can hit off the guys who've had, a 2 ERA the entire summer.
0-1 to Tarling. Catches the outside corner on a breaking pitch. Ethan Gomolka up here also helping us track man. Our rules analyst, statistician extraordinaire, been so relied upon in the PSCL for us over the last 3 weeks. Have to give him his flowers. 0-2, swung on and missed. A huge strikeout for Trevor Morgan. He's able to send down Cam Tarling. Caden Stillwell steps in, but a huge out for the Blue Sox.
Whatever Reed Santos said to Trevor Morgan, it clearly worked. Went right at Cam Tarling and then got him a chase out of the zone for strike 3.
Corners still playing at their same depth. First pitch to Stillwell is a called strike. Goes just below the knees at the end of that pitch. Stillwell's behind. The large open stance, Stillwell playing both corner positions, playing first today. The 0-1 misses outside. So what we see now is Morgan completely abandoned the fastball over his last 5 pitches, with 4 of them being strikes. I think that's for good measure. Stillwell trying to do some damage and tack on more in the second. Lumberjacks already have 1. This pitch misses outside. Ethan Swidler tries to get the call, not able to. It's 2-1. 1 run came around, an RBI single from Gutierrez. He's off of third. 2-1, misses upstairs, and it's 3-1.
Morgan doesn't have a great feel for that fastball right now. You assume he goes breaking ball on 3-1, but obviously you got to be very careful about hanging something up in the zone.
Stillwell waiting for a 3-1. Called on the outside corner, and he went to the fastball. I think he was sitting breaking ball right there from the take that we just saw, Adam.
Absolutely. Stillwell was not quite ready to swing at that heater.
Could be a tipping point already in this game, Adam. 3-2, 1 out. Lumberjacks lead 1-0 in the second. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back fastballs down 3-1. After loading the bases with no outs, Trevor Morgan is 1 out away from minimizing what could have been a catastrophic inning.
Back-to-back really good fastballs on the outside corner. Got the call at 3-1, went right back there on the full count, and got the huge second out.
It'll be up to Binyam Gebhardt, who popped out to Tyler Nelson in the first. First pitch to him is a ball just a little bit below the knee. Gebhardt, the black sliding mitt hanging out of his right back pocket, and the all-white batting gloves to match the white helmet. 1-0 to Binyam. Tapped up the middle. Michael Gonzalez ranges over to his left, races for the bag. He gets there and beats the runner at second by a step. Trevor Morgan with a Houdini act to escape the second inning with only 1 run given up. 1 run on 2 hits come around for the Jacks. We'll go to the home half of the second on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Ready for the bottom of the second in Palm Springs. Say hello to Jennifer Swamp, who says, let's go Jacks. Christine Hawking saying, go Blue Sox. Of course, both of those mothers, we presume, are able to give us 2 talented players in the PSCL this season in the form of Jake Swan and Alex Hawking. Alex, as we've mentioned, will be in the PSCL All-Star game tomorrow against the Palm Springs Power. Drew Perry starts his second inning against Tyler Nelson. Nelson takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Nelson not getting much sleep these days, Adam. He's playing in the mornings and then suiting up for the Power. Been one of their bullpen catchers, grabbed an at-bat last week. Second pitch to him, misses outside. Only one of the more fun-loving guys, one of the characters that we've had around the building so far this summer. He sends this one into right center field with some carry. It's going to get down and split the alley. Jimenez tries to field it on one hop. He bobbles it. He's able to retain it, but going into second with a leadoff double is Tyler Nelson.
Really good spot for that hit for Nelson. I wasn't sure if that was a pun when you were talking about Johnny Alley when it went into the right center field alley, but
you're awesome.
No play for Jimenez or Alley.
Have I told you that? You're awesome. Johnny Alley chased that one into the alley. I don't call him the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. So the first hit given up by Drew Perry will send Noah Bufford to the plate. Bufford with the all-red bat, matching his red gloves and red helmet, with the hair flowing out of the bottom of his helmet, just touching the Blue Sox jersey all upon his shoulders. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. Bufford caught the attention of everybody with a home run in the first 48 hours of the league. It was the first home run of the season. Has just continued his strong play since then. 1-0 to him, cut on and missed. Perry goes to the off-speed pitch. It's 1-1. Bufford looking for a productive out after the leadoff double by Nelson. Perry set from the first base side of the rubber. Smaller leg kick sends this one down the third base line is Bufford. It'll skip up onto the home bullpen and into the seats that we have down the left field line. So 1-2 to Bufford. Both of these teams with 4 representatives tomorrow in the PSCL All-Star game. Perry will step off and get a new sign from Ben Wade. Looking for a strikeout. 1-2. Misses outside with a fastball. Adam Perry's stayed with the fastball and the slider so far. It's done him well. But it's only a matter of time, you would think, until the Blue Sox start to try to key in on one pitch. Bufford batting .273. He sees this pitch run outside. Evens the count at 2-2. One of the more populated games we've seen from a crowd standpoint, Adam. As the sun has gone down, a lot more parents have made the trip, and the shade covering the third base side of the stadium. Check swing on the pitch. Hernandez says no in the field. It'll be a walk for Noah Bufford. First to reach in the bottom of the second for the Blue Sox for the right fielder, Anthony Mathiasen. Mathiasen will be followed by Anthony Cepeda. So after the Houdini act in the top of the second from Trevor Morgan, looks like Drew Perry might have to find himself in a similar spot. His first pitch is inside against Mathiasen, ball 1. The matchup also not only of PSCL coaches and power coaches, College of the Desert coaches. Sam DiMatteo, the head coach, Reed Santos, the pitching coach. Continue their friendship even during the summer. This one's hit on a couple of hops to short. Binyam Gebhardt not able to come down with it, and everybody's safe. Well, that's a tough play from Gebhardt, Adam. It's a high chopper that went over the head of Perry. Gebhardt had to jump. By then it was too late. Bufford was sliding into second.
I mean, I think that has to be ruled an error by definition. Obviously, Gebhardt made a great effort across the bag. Couldn't hang on. That's a really tough play. And once again, bases loaded, but this time for the Blue Sox.
Bases loaded, no outs. Anthony Cepeda, the center fielder. Left-handed batter, tugging the all-black bat, sees his first pitch, run outside, ball 1. Blue Sox looking to answer back after the Lumberjacks scaled on the board in the top of the second. Have done it with a double, a walk, and an error. Second pitch is able to find the zone across the knees. Strike 1. 1-1 to Cepeda. Perry still trying to pick up some pace now, looking to settle it. Corners are in. 1-1 is right down Broadway for strike 2. 1-2. Perry needing a strikeout bad. Anthony Cepeda, the 6'4", 195-pound freshman out of Feather River College. Michael Gonzalez waits on deck. 1-2. Sent into right center field for a base hit. This will score a couple. Coming in is Bufford from second. Going to third is Mathiasen. He's in there. The throw gets away from Eli. Trotting home is Mathiasen. That'll clear the bases. 3-1 Blue Sox. My goodness, Adam. The two-strike pitch is be able to lift it into right center field, and then a couple of miscues in right field. I think that error will have to go on Johnny Alley. And now you end up with a runner on third. Still nobody out, and 3 runs come across. Michael Gonzalez steps in, also another man operating on little to no sleep these days. Got the start last night for Palm Springs. First pitch from Perry's outside. Thought this might be a situation where we see Sam DiMatteo take a mound visit. Haven't seen it yet. It'll go down as a 2 RBI double and an error in the field and right by Alley. 3 runs in. Second pitch to Gonzalez is low. 2-0, no action yet in either bullpen. Gonzalez, the shortstop tonight, was the third baseman yesterday for Palm Springs. 1-0 to him. Called strike. I beg your pardon, it's a 2-1 count. Gonzalez with the all-red bat and the all-red batting gloves with the yellow sliding oven mitt, as it's been affectionately called in baseball circles, hanging out of his right pocket with the black shin guard draped down his left shin. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Went back to the slider, and it's 2-2. First 4 have reached in the second for the Blue Sox. Trying to polish off what has been a very successful regular season. This would send them to 14-3-1 and the best record overall in the PSCL, not just in the Northern Division. 2-2 is fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again.
And obviously the Lumberjacks got off to that hot start, like I mentioned earlier, at 8-0, but the Blue Sox, throughout the entire summer, I think they've been the best and most complete team in the league. Now, when it comes to the playoffs, obviously the seeding matters, but everything resets.
The Blue Sox are plus 70 in run differential, Adam, and you're right. That huge stat doesn't mean much if you're not able to at least make a deep run into the PSCL playoffs. Another 2-2 to Gonzalez, way outside, and Perry's starting to get visibly a little frustrated on the mound. He's allowed 3 runs on 2 hits in the second.
And EJ, something interesting to monitor is how both these managers handle their pitching, because this is a game that means something, but at the same time, the seeding's already set.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll touch on that in a moment. First payoff pitch in the dirt. Gonzalez will toss his bat emphatically and take his trot 90 feet. No, to go back to that point, Adam, you're absolutely correct. This is an entertainment game more than anything for both of these teams. And what we mean for everybody listening at home is that, just like Adam said, the seeding is already taken care of. We know who's going to play who when the playoffs open up on Saturday. But still, at the same time, you have friend coaching friend right now on both sides, and they know that you can't burn your pitching at this stage. You do get 2 days of rest, but at the same time, you like to keep these guys on as normal a pitching schedule as possible, and the way you're able to do that is still continuing to pitch guys when they're supposed to and not feeling the need to throw anybody out of their rhythm in a game like this.
For example, if this was, a game that was for first place in the division, I think someone would probably be warming up down the right field line for the Jacks.
The 10-hole man, Isaac Rodriguez, sees a ball down low. It's 1-0 to him. Runners on the corners, no outs. The Blue Sox have answered the 1 run in the top of the second from the Lumberjacks to a 3 spot of their own, courtesy of a 2-run double by Anthony Cepeda. Rodriguez sends the 1-0 down the first base line, cued off the end of his bat, evens the count at 1-1. We'll be back to the top of the lineup with Javen Baxa waiting on deck. Sam DiMatteo not opting to use the 10-man lineup that you're allotted in the PSCL. Reed Santos taking the opportunity to bat all 10 of his guys. Rodriguez looking to tack on an RBI. He sends this one to the right side. Fielding it on one chop is Stillwell. Delivers to Perry. Race to the bag. Got him by half a step, maybe. Oh, boy. A run does come in. Cepeda will trot home on the RBI ground out. 4-1 Blue Sox. But, Adam, we got to go to that play real quick. That is a tough play made by Stillwell, and the benefit of the doubt goes to him. All-important first out.
Yeah, big-time play at first base, and that's a really tough decision because you have no chance to get Gonzalez at second base. Instead, opts a toss to the pitcher, Perry.
Javen Baxa struck out in the first against Drew Perry. Perry staying in the stretch with the lone runner Gonzalez leading off of second. A shallow right field with Johnny Alley. First pitch to Baxa is a called strike at 85. Baxa swinging the all-black handled bat that goes just about to the barrel before it turns into a light baby blue color. 2-0 to Baxa, or 1-1, excuse me. Sam DiMatteo now is going to trot out and give his bullpen some time to get activated. Four to 1 Blue Sox over the Lumberjacks. Drew Perry, after pitching a very fine first inning with a couple of strikeouts, has fallen victim to a double from Nelson. He walked Bufford. Mathiasen reached on a tough luck error on Binyam Gebhardt. The big blow has been a 2-run double from Anthony Cepeda. Michael Gonzalez just walked, and Rodriguez sent home a run on the ground out to Caden Stillwell.
And also the couple of the errors by the Lumberjacks have really not helped Drew Perry on the mound. But really the command has been off in this second inning. And the first inning was so good, especially through the first two batters with a couple of strikeouts against two All-Stars for the Blue Sox. But now he's got to refocus in, and obviously with the Lumberjacks bats, you were definitely not out of this game in the second.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. They've put up crooked numbers time and time again over the summer. So this one's far from over, Adam. As it sits right now, we're in the bottom of the second. A 4 spot's been put up by the Blue Sox. They have a runner at second with their leadoff man and all-star Javen Baxa waiting for a 1-1 pitch. Get you the number on the reliever in the visiting bullpen for the Lumberjacks. In just a moment, Perry checks on Rodriguez at second. Throw down to second from Wade is high, and back in plenty of time is Rodriguez. 2-1. So they switch it. They say he was a called strike. So 1-2 to Baxa. Swidler waits on deck. Michael Bonfont is the pitcher warming in the bullpen. Perry pulls this one. It's 2-2. Perry's not been able to escape the trouble in the second, as Trevor Morgan was in the top half. Looked like a pick play was on. Doesn't matter. Swinging through strike three is Baxa. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And Perry gets an important second out to try to get out of this inning.
And that's that tough slider that Drew Perry has in his arsenal. And Javen Baxa sees one of the best sliders that Perry's thrown today.
He seemed to have lost a little bit of command with that slider, which was money for him in the first inning. Ethan Swidler struck out looking in the first. He sends this one on a charge to left field, sending Tarling back, who retreats just a few steps in front of the warning track for the third out of the inning. 4 runs come across on 2 hits for the Blue Sox. They lead it 4-1 after 2. We'll go to the third on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
2 locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Welcome back to the top of the third here at Palm Springs Stadium between the two best teams in the PSCL, the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks. Joe Jimenez will lead off the top of the third against Trevor Morgan, the righty. First pitch, off speed, just misses inside. The slider. So it's 1-0 on Joe Jimenez, the second hitter for the Lumberjacks today. Another off-speed pitch. That one drops in for a strike. Slow curveball at 69. 1-1 count on Jimenez. Here's the pitch. Just misses off the outside corner. Joe Jimenez has played in some games for the Palm Springs Power, hitting .429 on the year, the All-Star. So this is going to be on the PSCL side against his team from Palm Springs. Next pitch is in for a strike. A 2-1 fastball evens the count at 2-2. Joe Jimenez flew out to Mathiasen in right field, his first time up. The 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, strike three. Trevor Morgan picks up his third strikeout of his outing and the first out here in the third.
That's what you need to see for a pitcher right after your team gives you 4 runs of run support. The most important thing in this situation is to not let this game take on a seesaw effect, Adam, if you're the Blue Sox. It's all important to come out and just get a quick out. He does it well with a strikeout.
Here is Drew Perry. He takes a first pitch strike on the slider, trying to help his own cause after his team scored 1 in the top of the second. The Blue Sox answered with 4 in the bottom of the second. 4-1 Blue Sox here in the top of the third. Line drive on one hop. Michael Gonzalez makes the stop from deep left field. He makes the throw on time and on target for the second out. Oh, what a play. Michael Gonzalez.
This ball is tagged off the bat of Perry and into short left center field, honestly, Adam. Gonzalez plays it on a hop, ranging behind him, and he simply just spins and makes a throw, and it's not an easy throw at all. It's probably a longer equivalent of a throw in deep third base. And Gonzalez has just proven that he is not only a hitter, he is just as good as anybody defensively.
2 outs in the third brings up Johnny Alley, who takes the first pitch in the dirt, inside, ball 1. That was a hanging slider that Trevor Morgan got away with, but Michael Gonzalez, playing very deep at shortstop already, was able to just make the snag, and then a really tough throw across the diamond. The 1-0 pitch to Alley. Just off the outside corner, it's 2-0. Johnny Alley leads the PSCL in homers with 3.
He does lead the PSCL homers in 3, and one of our early picks to be the MVP overall of the league.
That 2-0 pitch just misses outside. And it's 3-0 on Johnny Alley. He's in a hitter's count. You have a feeling he has the green light, EJ.
I think Johnny Alley has earned that over everybody.
The 3-0 pitch. It's taken low. He'll take his 4-pitch walk and jog on down to first base as the Lumberjacks have a 2-out base runner rather. And the former Johnny Alley to bring up Noah Gutierrez, who had an RBI single back in the second.
It's what got things started for the Lumberjacks, and it's an embarrassment of riches, really, that Sam DiMatteo has when you're 5-hole man and a guy that doesn't make the All-Star team, unfortunately, is still batting 400+. Just shows the type of depth that the Lumberjacks have displayed this summer.
First pitch into Gutierrez is a strike. On a good fastball from Trevor Morgan. Gutierrez already 1 for 1 on the day. Alley at first, the 0-1 pitch. The slider breaks outside. It's 1-1.
Going with some quick pace is a double-edged sword, really, Adam, because you can find yourself in 5-6 pitch innings and feel great about it, but at the same time, if you're not able to command, then it can turn into a bad situation quick.
The 1-1 pitch misses below the zone, and it's 2-1. Trevor Morgan looking to get out of this third inning with his team still having a 3-run lead. The 2-1 pitch right by the bat of Gutierrez, a fastball at 82, and the count's even at 2-2 with 2 outs.
That's what's so interesting about Morgan leading with his off-speed stuff today, Adam, is once you lead with your off-speed stuff and you go back to the fastball later in counts, it starts to play a little quicker. So that 82-mile-an-hour fastball plays closer to 84, 85 when all you're seeing is off-speed pitches before that.
Check on Alley at first base. He's back in time. 4-1 Blue Sox here in the top of the third at Palm Springs Stadium. Another check on Johnny Alley at first base. Don't see a whole lot of PSCL games during the daytime into the evening. I think this is only the second one this year. 2-2 on Gutierrez. Morgan, this time will come home. Foul tipped into the middle. Swidler, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning from Trevor Morgan. His team maintains a 4-1 lead. We head to the bottom of the third. You're watching PSCL Baseball on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium, bottom of the third. New pitcher in for the Lumberjacks, Michael Bonifant, who throws a fastball, slider, and a forkball. Bonifant, 6'7", 188. And we'll set to face Bodie Grieve, who walked his first time up. And the Blue Sox working with a 4-1 lead, bottom of the third. First pitch inside, it hits Grieve. Like on the upper part of his elbow pad. So it looks like he's okay walking down to first base. And that'll bring up David Orozco, who flew out to right field his first time up. Michael Bonifant on the year is 2-0 and 5 appearances, 1 game started, 2.70 ERA. 13 1/3 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts to 2 walks. Here's the first pitch to Orozco. It's on the ground at Gebhardt. We'll flip over to second for one on a first double play. 6-4-3 double play. Picture perfect for the Lumberjacks infield. They have been so terrific this year, EJ.
You really can't ask for much more of an easier double play ball, especially when you're talking about sure hands up the middle in Binyam Gebhardt and Noah Gutierrez. Just off the top of my head, you know they're one of the better teams in the league as far as turning double plays. When you have a sure-handed shortstop, not only in Gebhardt, but you also have Nick Eli on the left side of the infield. It makes things a lot easier. Pitcher's best friend, Bonifant, after not able to control his first batter, he suddenly looks up to the scoreboard and he has 2 outs.
In steps Tyler Nelson, who had a double. Back in the second, came around to score. First run for the Blue Sox. First pitch is inside. It's 1-0. Bonifant throws fastball, slider mostly, and then will occasionally mix in a forkball.
Which really plays a lot like a splitter in this situation, Adam, a 6'6 frame. And, speaking of which, when we're talking about embarrassment of riches for Sam DiMatteo, he starts a 6'5 Drew Perry and then is able to go to a 6'6", 6'7 Bonifant. Makes it that much harder.
And next pitch is inside of Nelson. It's 2-0. And I was thinking Drew Perry looks taller than 6'5", but Bonifant looks taller than Perry, so maybe up both their heights by a couple inches. It's 2-0 on Tyler Nelson. He's in a hitter's count. We'll take that pitch over the heart of the plate. First strike at 82.
Bonifant has the case for one of the cooler college mascots out of the University of Hawaii Hilo, the Vulcans. Adam, Bonifant still being able to come over here to California to play his summer ball, but I'm sure he's living the life, spending most of his school year in Hawaii.
A 2-1 pitch to Nelson. Misses outside. It's 3-1. Fastball missed the zone. It's a really nice place, I would assume. Haven't yet been to Hawaii, but it's definitely a special place that everyone should go if they can. 3-1 to Nelson. The pitch, off-speed slider, misses low. Ball 4. Tyler Nelson is aboard for the second time in this game. And the Blue Sox have a 2-out base runner to bring up Noah Bufford.
Hawaii Hilo competing in the Pacific West Conference. It's a really interesting scheduling travel that they get to do, Adam, where really, we had this conversation with Griffin Epstein last time that we mentioned Bonifant, and for those who weren't able to tune in for that game, you essentially take 2 to 3 week road trips and play all your away games in a span of 2 trips, which I thought was interesting.
First pitch high and inside of Bufford. It's 1-0. So Nelson's at first base after he walked with 2 outs against Michael Bonifant, working in his first inning, bottom of the third. Next pitch into Bufford. Strike, and then a throw back towards first base. Nelson dives back head first safely. I think the pitch was a strike. So it's 1-1 on Noah Bufford. Walked and scored back in the second. First 4 in the inning scored for the Blue Sox, who came to the plate. The 1-1 pitch, it's a slider. It's a beauty on the outside corner. It's 1-2 with 2 outs. Nelson stands on first base, will now take his lead. Bonifant comes home, swing and a miss, strike 3. Bufford came up empty on the fastball, and Bonifant holds the Blue Sox to a scoreless third inning. We head to the 4th. The Blue Sox lead the Lumberjacks. It's 4-1. We head to the top of the 4th. You're watching PSCL Baseball on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium, top of the fourth. And a game between the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks. At the Blue Sox lead 4-1 as Ben Wade steps to the plate. Huge day tomorrow at Palm Springs Stadium. The Palm Springs Power take on the PSCL All-Stars. Our whole crew, not just us up in here in the booth, helps set up a lot of the stuff for a beautiful 4th of July game, including our very own Griffin McDaniel, always working around the clock. First pitch is inside to Ben Wade, ball 1.
It'll be just a great time. We have to obviously thank not only Griffin, everybody else who's involved with it. It really takes a village to put on the show that we hope to put on tomorrow, and that's why we encourage so many people to make it out to the stadium tomorrow.
Next pitch misses outside. It's 2-0. It's going to be one of the best days of summer baseball here at Palm Springs Stadium, if not the best day. The 2-0 pitch catches the inside corner. It's 2-1 on Ben Wade. Two-one pitch to Wade. Looks like he went around and he did on the high fastball. So the count's at 2-2. Trevor Morgan, who has cruised through this Lumberjacks lineup other than the second inning, looked good in the first and the third inning. And has a 2-2 count on Ben Wade, the catcher for the Lumberjacks. The pitch in the dirt. And the count moves to full. Both these teams only have 2 hits, but the difference is a pair of errors by the Lumberjacks in the second inning that propelled the Blue Sox to a huge second inning in which they scored 4 runs. Full count delivery. Misses outside on the slider. Ball 4 to Wade, and the leadoff runner is on for the Lumberjacks.
Adam, I don't have to be the one to tell you that's usually going to be the difference in a game, how many errors you make. But also the mark of good teams to great teams is finding out how you can take advantage of those errors. The great teams are the ones that can make those errors not only hurt but really propel them to wins and separate themselves. Right now, the Blue Sox are the ones doing it with a 4-1 lead.
Owen Fuco, the courtesy runner on first base. Nick Eli, foul ball down the first base side. Also has a brother, Dryden Fuco. It's 0-1 on Nick Eli. A check on Fuco at first base. Still 0-1 on Nick Eli. No outs. Top of the fourth. That pitch just misses below the zone. It was a slider. Michael Benavidez. And a really solid zone so far throughout the first 3 innings. That pitch is low. Ethan Swidler comes up throwing, not in time to get Fuco. Ethan Swidler, one of the best arms we've seen here in the PSCL, and shows off that rocket.
Both him and Ben Wade have really been aggressive in looking for outs. That's what's the mark of really good catchers, is when they're not okay with just blocking and throwing it back and throwing out a couple.
2-1 pitch. Eli D-check his swing. He didn't go around, so it's 3-1 now on Nick Eli.
So not just being okay with the status quo, but hunting outs and finding ways to make a difference with your arm. That's what's been so fun to watch with Swidler and Wade.
3-1 pitch is taken for a strike. Looked like it was just below the zone, according to our TrackMan K zone. And that was the same pitch that Nick Eli walked on in the second inning. So now Eli will face a full count. Owen Fuco at first base. No outs, top of the fourth. Fuco takes off for second. Line drive. Good scoop by Baxa at second base. Throws on a first double play. Oh, what a play. Javen Baxa, who caught off a short hop mid-air, stepped on the bag himself, threw to Nelson at first base. One of the prettiest 4-3 double plays you will ever see.
Baxa does just what you can't do in that situation. You have to focus on not only the runner that's bearing down on you because of him taking off, but you have to not only worry about that, you have to worry about a hot shot off the bat, and you have to put it all together and make that play. And it's a harder play than anybody can make. Baxa made it look relatively easy. And this middle infield with both him and Gonzalez has just been fun to watch through 3.5 innings, Adam.
It looked like he picked the ball off a short hop that was behind him mid-air. You don't see that too many times on a baseball diamond. The second pitch into Cam Tarling's a strike. Fastball on the outside corner, so it's 1-1 on Cam Tarling. Struck out back in the second inning. The 1-1 pitch in, and it misses low. An off-speed pitch. The slider from Morgan. It moves to 2-1. No action in the Blue Sox bullpen. Trevor Morgan going strong here against a tough Lumberjacks lineup. Well, they've been laboring as of late. The 2-1 pitch doesn't quite get the call, and it's just outside. Goes back to the slider, and it's 3-1. Hitters count for Cam Tarling. Morgan set at the belt, fires home. Just misses low, and Cameron Tarling walks on 5 pitches to bring up Caden Stillwell.
Adam, you mentioned that he has cruised through the lineup this second time through is Trevor Morgan, but you probably talked to him after the game. He's not going to be happy with the 4 free passes that he's issued. If not, he probably doesn't have a run on the board, and he's been able to most likely already work into his 5th inning by now.
Caden Stillwell steps up to the plate. 240 on the year. Takes the first pitch just below the zone. A fastball from Morgan at 83. Those pitches just below the zone, they have been called correctly by Michael Benavidez. It's 1-0 to Stillwell. Fouls the next pitch off to the right side. It's 1-1. Stillwell struck out back in the second inning in his first plate appearance. Tarling's on first base, 2 outs, top of the 4th. 4-1 Blue Sox. Now a check at Tarling on first base. Didn't look like he was trying to take off, maybe just distract Morgan. And that he made happen because Morgan stepped off and threw to first. Now Tarling will once again fake going to second, and the pitch is in for a strike inside corner against Caden Stillwell, and it's 1-2. On the Lumberjacks' number 9 hitter, Sam DiMatteo opting to not go with the 10th hitter with Gebhardt on deck. The 1-2 pitch is high and tight. It's 2-2. And the PSCL rules, you're allowed to have 10 hitters, including an extra hitter, which is used most of the time, but you also don't need to use it.
No, with Drew Perry getting the start on the bump today, he hits for himself, probably just regulating things a lot when it comes to Sam constructing his lineup.
Tarling takes off for second. The 2-2 pitch misses just high. It's 3-2. So a runner in scoring position for the Lumberjacks. Looking to cut into the Blue Sox lead. 4-1 in the top of the 4th. Once again, just 2 hits for each team. A lot of free passes so far. The full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Morgan got Stillwell to swing right through it on the slider. And that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the 4th. The Blue Sox still lead the Lumberjacks. It's 4-1. You're watching PSCL Baseball on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Hey Power Baseball fans, looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $29.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom of the fourth, it's Anthony Mathiasen leading off for the Blue Sox. He reached on air his first time up. There on Binyam Gebhardt. Is Michael Bonifant is ready for his second inning of work. We'll kick the leg and we'll fire high, ball one. First pitch was a fastball at 82. Mathiasen is ready for the 1-0 pitch. Misses well outside. It's 2-0.
With how much length that Bonifant provides in that 6'6", 6'7" frame, it makes it hard to repeat your mechanics, whether it be release point or landing spot. And I think that's what you're seeing right now from Michael, and he misses with these fastballs.
Bonifant, next pitch is popped up behind home plate and will land in the bleachers. So it's 2-1, 3 straight fastballs. First 2 missed for balls, and the next one was fouled off. Counts at 2-1 on all heaters. Michael Bonifant working out of the stretch. The 2-1, off speed, ripped down the third baseline, but foul. And EJ, speak to this a little bit as a former collegiate catcher. Pitchers working out the stretch even with no runners on.
Well, especially with Bonifant right now, I think you're getting a taste of what makes each pitcher comfortable. And, you know, a lot of pitchers, you talk to them, they don't like having to work on 2 mechanics. It's really that simple. You have guys that work from the windup with no runners on or bases loaded, and then you get to a situation with a runner on and you go to the stretch. It really is all about a comfort thing, Adam, and with Bonifant, as we talked about with his frame, how tough it already is to repeat mechanics. Probably just thinking that he would like to just try to master one before moving on to anything else.
The 2-2 pitch from Bonifant. Just misses above the zone. It was a slider that looked to catch the top of the zone. But it did not, and the count moves to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bonifant set. The payoff pitch comes home. Fouled off by Mathiasen. Really tough at-bat by Anthony Mathiasen to start here in the bottom of the fourth.
And Bonifant has had success so far, Adam, but it's also almost been effectively wild. He's gotten behind a couple of hitters. He's had to battle his way back, and it's just as hard for a hitter to focus in on pitches, you know, in their hot zone whenever they're not seeing a ton of them, but they're coming later in the count.
Here's the payoff pitch. Just misses outside a slider, and Mathiasen draws a leadoff walk. That was a hard-earned leadoff walk by number 6 in blue.
Well, he had to spoil a couple of pitches, a fastball and a breaking ball, and just speaks to the approach that Reed Santos' team has had all season long. And they haven't gone down easy. You don't see a lot of throwaway at-bats. There's always a battle to go when you're facing the Blue Sox.
Here's Anthony Cepeda next up. Takes the first pitch just outside, a fastball with Mathiasen on first base. Anthony Mathiasen, 1 stolen bag on the year. Pretty sizable lead, though, at first base on Bonifant. And they're going to check on Mathiasen at first. Just gets back in time. Not sure if he was going on that pitch, but certainly wasn't leaning back to first base.
It was certainly a lean and a good time for Bonifant to go. Started off with maybe his B-plus move and goes to his A move there. That's why the play got closer.
The 1-0 pitch. And Mathiasen takes off on the delayed steal throw down. A second's not in time. The second stolen base of the summer for Anthony Mathiasen. And a runner's in scoring position for the Blue Sox with no outs here in the fourth.
What's so interesting is that Ben Wade is usually the first guy to try to throw a guy out, even maybe when it's not necessary. And this time he spends a little too much time framing the pitch at him. And with the left-handed batter in the batter's box, I don't think he saw Mathiasen take off, and that's why he was a little delayed getting out of his glove.
The 2-0 pitch also misses outside, so it's 3-0. So on the 1-0 pitch that Mathiassen's still on, it was a ball. So went from 2-0 to now 3-0. Mathiassen at second base after walking a stolen base to lead off the fourth. 4-1 Blue Sox. 3-0 pitch to Cepeda. He's in for a strike. He was taken all the way. And that was a pitch you don't swing at on 3-0. That was painted on the bottom corner. Cepeda, 2 RBI single back in the second. Gets the 3-1 pitch. He'll miss inside. Ball 4. And now a throw back towards Mathiassen. And Gebhardt goes down as he was slid into by Mathiassen. There was nothing malicious about that at all. Just an unfortunate play as Ben Wade threw back to try to backpick Anthony Mathiassen. And Binyam Gebhardt down on one knee.
It's the last thing you want to see. And like you said, there wasn't anything bad about it. Anthony Mathiassen got a little too much off of the bag at second on his secondary lead. And Ben Wade trying to make up for earlier, and he attempts down there. We've seen Ben Wade do it countless times before this season. It just so happens to be a bang-bang play. And I think Gebhardt also got hit by it, or him or Mathiassen. That's why the ball squirted away for a second. It's good to see that Binyam's already been up. He has been really fun to watch over the course of these 3 weeks.
He's been one of the best players in the PSCL. There is no doubt about that. Still hitting above 400 at 410. The triple and 5 runs batted in. And we'll see if he's able to stay in this game. It's now the Lumberjacks over to talk to Mathiassen. Obviously, no ill intent there at all. So while we await the news on Binyam Gebhardt to stay in the game, let's just keep it here. Adam Oppenheim alongside EJ Sanchez. Looks like Binyam Gebhardt staying in the game. That's a really positive sign, EJ. And what's always a dangerous play when someone's sliding into the guy who's trying to catch the throw on that opposing base, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's a lot of times it's just baseball.
No, Mathiassen's going back feet first, and you don't see that, especially when you're getting backpicked. But the reason it happens is because he got caught so far out that he had to get a running start instead of just one step at a dive that usually you are at second. But it's good to see Binyam still. Now he's talking to Mathiassen. He's talking to Gutierrez, his second baseman. He's also a character. And as he squats down, I think he's ready to stay in this game, Adam. We couldn't be more happy about that.
Michael Gonzalez at the plate, first and second, no outs, bottom of the fourth. First pitch is in the dirt. Ben Wade taking off for third as Mathiassen is going to get there on the wild pitch. So it's runners on the corner, still no outs in the fourth.
This is where it can really start to get out of hand for the Lumberjacks. And again, this game not meaning anything in the seedings, but also you'd like a good feeling going into the playoffs and before the fun we get to have tomorrow. The last thing you want to do is try to finish on a loss. So there's still plenty to play for, even though it doesn't look like it in the standings.
1-0 to Gonzalez, runners on the corners. It misses inside. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes, with 0 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Michael Gonzalez walked back in the second. The Blue Sox have walked 4 times in this game. Michael Gonzalez on the 2-0 pitch, sent it to center field. Joe Jimenez racing back. He's going to make the catch. Mathiassen will tag and score easily standing up. Some really good base running for Anthony Mathiassen with the stolen base. Advances to third on the wild pitch. And the sac fly from Michael Gonzalez brings him in. And it's a 5-1 ball game. A ball that was tagged to center field, 330 feet, 88 miles per hour off the bat.
Productive outs. When you're playing championship baseball, Adam, that's what you're going to need to have, and already starting to get a taste of it here in a playoff atmosphere game.
Cepeda takes off on the first pitch, and it's going to go into center field. Joe Jimenez will field and fire to third base. Eli's able to keep it in front of him. Stolen base, Anthony Cepeda, who advances to third on the air by the catcher, Ben Wade. So just like that, a runner at third with still only one out in the fourth.
And it rains, it pours. Some unfortunate plays because this isn't an awful throw from Wade. It just catches the middle infield a little bit off guard. And now you're starting to see the infield be brought in, Adam. Sam DiMatteo is playing to prevent this run from coming in.
Next pitch to Rodriguez is a strike. Counts 0-2 on Isaac Rodriguez when an RBI ground out his last time up back in the second. He will surely take that here. 0-2 pitch from Bonifant. Swing and a miss, strike three. Boy, he tied him up with the forkball, made him look silly. A sword for out number 2 in the fourth.
If there's ever a time to deploy a pitch like a forkball, that certainly was the time when you were hunting strikeout. And now with 2 outs, you're able to send the infield back, and that's a pitcher's pitch in a big-time spot for Bonifant.
Javen Baxa next up with 2 outs. Cepeda still stands at third base. First pitch in for a strike. It's another forkball. That 0-2 pitch to Rodriguez was just filthy. I mean, that movement on that pitch, similar to a splitter with the low spin rate and low velocity, but a whole lot of movement. The 0-1 pitch to Baxa is in for a strike. Fastball catches the upper part of the zone. Quickly 0-2 on Javen Baxa, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, so looking to change that. Bonifant comes home with the 0-2 pitch. It hit Javen Baxa, I believe. Or is that a foul ball?
He's going to trot down to first. If you remember in the first inning, Adam, Baxa stuck his arm out and was told to remain in the batter's box, and he had no arguments whenever he was called on it by Mr. Benavidez. And this time he doesn't do much of an acting job, and he waits for Michael Benavidez to send him to first. So interesting couple of at-bats for Javen Baxa. And now Sam DiMatteo is going to be asking for an explanation. As it stands right now, there's runners on the corners with 2 outs, and the Blue Sox just continuing to add on insurance.
Michael Benavidez will talk it over with Sam DiMatteo. DiMatteo satisfied enough with the answer. It's a hit by pitch on Javen Baxa. So Cepeda's on third, Baxa's at first base. Brings up Ethan Swidler, catcher for the Blue Sox, hitting .353 on the year. 6 doubles. And also a triple and a home run. Only 7 runs batted in. Has a chance to make it higher here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. 1 run already in the inning for the Blue Sox. Swidler's 0 for 2 with the strikeout so far. First pitch in, Swidler is taken high, ball 1. Wade takes a look around at both runners, trying to keep them honest on the corners. Javen Baxa, you think, has a chance to take off for second here with runners on the corners.
It's a perfect spot to, but right now you see Reed Santos telling him to, just relax a little bit, getting some happy feet at first base, bouncing left to right, and that can get you picked off in an instant if you're not careful.
1-0 to Ethan Swidler. The 1-0 pitch. That's driven into left field. Owen Fuco is going to give it a chase in left center. Gap will dive and make the catch. Oh, what a catch by Owen Fuco. Out in left center field. He probably saves 2 runs and robs Swidler of an extra base hit. A few defensive plays that have been gems tonight between the Blue Sox and the Lumberjacks. That was a huge run from Fuco in left field. The Blue Sox tack on 1 run in the fourth. We head to the fifth, 5-1. The Blue Sox lead the Lumberjacks. You're watching PSCL Baseball on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Trevor Morgan is ready here in the top of the fifth for his fifth inning of work, and he's going to face Binyam Gebhardt for the third time through the lineup of the Lumberjacks. 5-1 the Blue Sox lead on a beautiful day here in Palm Springs, California. First pitch to Gebhardt. It's off-speed pitch in for a strike. That's pitch number 88 for Trevor Morgan. And also a defensive substitution. Jared Fong in for Tyler Nelson at first base, who is most likely going to be the first out of the pen for the Blue Sox. Gebhardt turns on that 0-1 pitch. Down into left field. Noah Bufford tries to make the slide and catch it. Gets behind him. Gebhardt will turn on the Jets and head for second. It's a double to lead it off in the fifth for Binyam Gebhardt.
We see a lot of Binyam Gebhardt use the big part of the field. Not usually a huge power guy, but he does have sneaky pull pop. And multiple extra base hits have gone to the pull side. Bufford trying to get on the action of great defensive play that we've seen all day from both teams. And he comes up maybe just a half a step short on the slide, and that's why it's able to scoop past him on the hop. And it's exactly what the doctor ordered for this Lumberjacks team that really needs to start cutting into this deficit.
Sixth double of the summer for Binyam Gebhardt, and it brings up Joe Jimenez. First pitch by him on a fastball. It's 0-1. Joe Jimenez 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Noah Bufford, great effort in left field, and he at least got a piece of it to knock it down, because if that's behind him, Gebhardt is not only hanging for third, I think he's rounding third and going home.
With the speed that he has, that's definitely on the table. So, I mean, that's why I love working with you, Adam. An eternal optimist. He's able to still prevent something even though he wasn't able to come out with the play.
That was really a sinking fly ball in left field. The 0-1 pitch ripped to third base. Rodriguez makes the catch, and they can't double up Gebhardt. No one was covering second base, although it would have had to be a split-second decision by Baxa to cover the bag. Was not particularly close.
No, but Gebhardt also, I think, if Gonzalez goes straight after it, I think Gebhardt gets back anyway. There's a good base runner that freezes on a line drive, doesn't allow himself to get off too far. Gebhardt understands how important his run is, even if they don't come back and tie it here. One run is huge just for morale purposes at the very least.
Morgan will face Drew Perry. First pitch into Perry, outside corner, strike one. And also Gebhardt realizes he doesn't need a great jump. If the ball goes into left field, he's going to score anyways. So no reason to try to cheat and take a couple extra steps on a hard line drive.
Left and center for sure. A shallow right field, though, from Anthony Mathiasen right now.
It's a soft ground ball down the third baseline and foul. It's 0-2 on Drew Perry, who's 0 for 2. The ground at each to the middle infielders. One to Gonzalez, one to Baxa. A really strong defensive showing for both teams, helping out their pitchers on the mound. And at the plate, the starting pitcher for the Lumberjacks, Drew Perry, who's now going to stay in as the designated hitter. The 0-2 pitch to Perry. Misses just outside from Trevor Morgan, so it's 1-2. Fastball at 83. The velocity has not gone down a ton for Trevor Morgan from the start of this game. Nearing pitch number 100. The 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt and by Swidler. Advancing to third is Binyam Gebhardt on the wild pitch.
It's one of those blocks for a catcher where you really just have to let instincts take over. There's no practicing that block really, Adam, when you're ranging over to your right. I don't think this pitch gets maybe out of the 60 feet, 6 inches, maybe it gets 55 feet maybe, and that's why you're almost standing and trying to block it instead of just going to your typical blocking motion.
And that was a fastball at 79 too. That missed. The 2-2 pitch. It's fouled off by Perry. He's going to stay alive.
I think the reason why you're seeing the fastball not dip too much in velocity is because Morgan has led with his off-speed pitches, and so there's still plenty of juice left on the fastball. I'd be more interested to see if there's any less bite to those breaking balls.
10 extra base hits for Perry. What does he get here on 2-2? He's going to loft it to Gonzalez, who makes the leap and catch at shortstop. Into center field. Gonzalez will throw home over the head of Swidler. Gebhart will score. Oh, a massive mistake by the shortstop, Michael Gonzalez, who had the terrific play made. Decided to try to throw off his back foot home to prevent Gebhart from tagging. Not sure he was even going to tag on that play when the throw went over Swidler's head. Gebhart scampered in to score. It's 5-2 Blue Sox.
It's unfortunate because it's a great read by Gonzalez. He understands that Gebhart doesn't need much distance to go, and at the very least, Gebhart was going to test him, but that's why you bluff it at him, and so many people, laugh at runners at any level as this pitch is taken for a strike when they bluff it, and they say, oh, well, what are they doing? It's to draw a throw. You truly never know what's going to happen, and it's once in a blue moon when it works, but when it does, you feel great about it, and it's a big run for the Lumberjacks.
The 0-1 pitch to Alley. It's taken low. Off-speed pitch. It's 1-1. And obviously, there's not a lot of harm to just taking a couple steps off the bag. A lot of positive could come out of it. So, first error of the game for the Blue Sox. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses low on a fastball. So, that will be an unearned run with Gebhart crossing the plate. Now, interestingly enough, in a 5-2 ball game for the Blue Sox, they're being out hit 3-2, but scoreboard is the thing that matters most, and that is the runs. 2-1 pitch, misses low again, and it's 3-1 on Johnny Alley, who's 1 for 1. Double and came around to score in the second, walked in the third. Easily one of the best power hitters in the PSCL. The 3-1 pitch to Alley. Swing and a miss, strike two. Boy, he was going for broke there on a fastball down in the zone.
That's his power zone. Left-handed hitters, more often than not, they're able to just drop their barrel on that inside low pitch. And if you're San Dimaggio, that's what you want your four-hole hitter to be swinging at 3-1. I know he's not upset about that swing.
Payoff pitch. It's on the ground on a couple hops to Fong. Will take it to the bag himself and retire the side. Trevor Morgan has gone through 5 innings, allowing just 1 earned run. 5-2 Blue Sox. We head to the home half of the 5th. Stay with us as you're watching PSCL Baseball on the PSCL Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 5th here at Palm Springs Stadium. It's Bodie Grieve who will lead off in the 5th. Michael Bonifant, first pitch, misses inside, ball 1. Adam Oppenheim alongside E.J. Sanchez, Ethan Gamoka, our expert in everything in terms of advanced analytics in baseball. Statistician. Cannot make it happen without him. The 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner. It's 1-1.
There's a reason why you say he lives at the ballpark when we see him every morning, Adam. He's the one that gets us our lineups, reminds us of defensive changes and pitch count, things of that nature.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled back. It's 1-2.
We do appreciate him, though, Adam. This vertical drop, horizontal break, pitch count. It makes us sound like we are outstanding at what we do, but really we have to give our shout-out to the man behind the glass, our Mr. Gomolka, who's done such a good job for us all year.
The 1-2 pitch just misses low. It's 2-2. Yeah, truly a special talent. He's way up in those recruiting rankings in terms of TrackMan guys. He's a 5-star.
On Rivals?
On 24/7 Sports. The 2-2 pitch just misses the outside corner on the frisbee slider from Bonifant. It's a full count.
It depends on what publication you're using.
I think he's a 5-star either way.
I'll take it.
Always on time and on target. The full count pitch just misses outside the zone. Bodie Grieve, leadoff walk.
It's really been the story of the game, Adam, that free passes that are erased by great defensive plays. And so far, the beneficiary of it mostly has been the Blue Sox. Bonifant and Perry alike, they've done well in limiting hits, but again, those free passes have proved to be costly.
First pitch to David Orozco is outside, ball 1. 0 for 2, ground into that big double play to erase the leadoff hit by pitch from Bodie Grieve, who's now on for the third time. No official at bats. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. The 1-0 pitch in to Orozco. Misses outside. It's 2-0. Smacks you down the Blue Sox bullpen. That's Tyler Nelson out there warming up. Michael Bonifant. First pitcher out of the bullpen for the Lumberjacks. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Throw back to first. Not in time, although Stillwell dropped the ball. But Grieve is going to be safe either way.
This isn't a bad thing at all, Adam. I just don't think I've ever seen a catcher at any level try back picks as much as Ben Wade does, and I love it. Not enough catchers do it enough, and if you're on time with your arm, you're constantly looking for outs. He's also been a fun guy to watch, at least personally for me, but I'm also biased.
The 2-1 pitch is fouled back behind the netting. It's 2-2. Ben Wade's been terrific this year for the Lumberjacks. These are two of the best catchers in the PSCL, Ethan Swidler and Ben Wade. And it's not surprising these two teams are at the top when you have someone that can command the zone, can frame pitches, and can throw out runners. That's massive. A 2-2 pitch misses high and inside. It's 3-2.
After all the grief I've gotten about being the most catcher-friendly booth in the country, Adam, are you saying that finally winning catchers are hard to find?
Oh, absolutely. And they're really the team captain of the defense. That's a line drive into right field. That's going to get down the first base line. Grieve's going to hit second. He's going to head for third. It's a single for David Orozco. It's runners on the corners for the Blue Sox in the fifth with no outs. The Blue Sox continue to get on base.
So Nelson officially out of the game, and this is the first at-bat we're going to see from Jared Fong. Adam, Orozco isn't catching today, but he is a catcher by trade. And so let's keep the catcher love going while we're at it. He takes a nice pitch that's down in the zone. He doesn't exactly take his A swing on it, but he takes enough of it to the other way where you can't hit that pitch that hard if you're not thinking the other way. So that's really a testament to the approach that Orozco has and really the approach that the Blue Sox have in general.
A pitch that was off the outside corner, and he just pokes into right field. Doesn't try to pull the ball or do too much. And Sam DiMatteo will meet with Michael Bonifant on the mound with his team trailing 5-2 in the fifth. Jared Fong at the plate. Like you mentioned, DJ, has 13 at-bats on the year. He's yet to have a hit, has a pair of walks, but his main thing is pitching. He's done a great job at that. 4.87 ERA and 20 1/3. And has a record of 2-0 on the year. But wouldn't this be a time for first knock of his summer?
The Blue Sox, as we mentioned earlier, Adam, plus 70 in run differential right now. So you don't attain a stat like that unless you're getting contributions from a lot of different players. And though Fong's hitting now, his contribution being on the pitching side, he's added to a team ERA that's kept him atop the top of their division for most of the season.
Fong squares around a bunt. Will pull it back, take outside and low, ball 1. Bodie Greaves at third, David Orozco at first base. Nick Eli playing in on the infield grass for the Lumberjacks at the hot corner at third. Will Fong swing here or square around a bunt? Bonifant. Long pause, and Jared Fong's going to call time.
This play certainly is in the head of Bonifant. I'm interested to see this situation end because we said this game doesn't matter in terms of standings, but you can start to run some plays that might really prove to be beneficial in the playoffs.
Jared Fong will look at the second pitch, and it's outside. It's 2-0. You're absolutely right. You get a lot of different scouting things during this game and throughout the season, but especially when you're looking at probably the 2 best teams in the PSCL and the talent we have on this field. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Fong. It's 2-1.
Well, that's why I bring it up, is because now Reed Santos can see how the Lumberjacks would play a potential safety squeeze in this situation. Does he bring Eli with? Does he have the first baseman in charge? These are things we have to think about before calling them in the playoffs.
The 2-1 pitch is fouled off, and it's 2-2. So that pitch was also just outside the zone, but Fong gets a piece of it. He's ready to hack up there, even though he's yet to have a hit on the year. He is ready and up there to swing.
It's what a pitcher should do in that situation. You have nothing to lose. It's like that famous interview with the LSU pitcher. They have absolutely nothing to lose in terms of trying to take a big swing.
The 2-2 pitch. It's taken outside. He lays off that time, and it's a full count. Runners on the corners for the Blue Sox with no outs. Looking to grab that run back that the Lumberjacks scored in the top of this inning. They lead 5-2. The pitch. Outside corner. Strike 3 on Jared Fong. He gets rung up by Michael Benavides.
It's a big spot here for Bufford. With no runs in yet this inning after the big hit, you have to find a way to come away with something. Eli's playing even with the bag at third. Anywhere other than that, they're playing double play depth.
First pitch, frisbee slider to Bufford is outside, ball 1. That pitch to Fong was tough. That was 2 or 3 balls off the plate at least, and that might be being generous. Check on Orozco at first base, back in time. 1-0 on Bufford. Bonifant comes to the plate and misses high. It's 2-0. There have not been a lot of strikes thrown in this game.
Well, now as a hitter in this situation, Adam, you really can hone in on one pitch. You're ahead 2-0. You look for something over the middle of the plate that you can drive to the outfield.
The 2-0 pitch. Bufford swing is behind on the fastball. It's 2-1. Noah Bufford had a home run here earlier at the stadium during this season. I was against the Bootleggers. So massive shout out to left field. The 2-1 pitch. Taken on the upper part of the zone. It's 2-2.
Now it's just a matter of if Bonifant trusts his fastball or he wants to maybe experiment with a forkball. If he's able to land it with the swing path of Bufford right now, it would be a great time to utilize it.
Bonifant, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He went to the forkball at 71, and it tied up Bufford.
And that's what I'm saying, Adam. If you're confident enough to go right on right with a forkball, then that's the perfect situation to utilize it. And Bonifant digging himself out of his own hole here.
First pitch is taken above the zone to Anthony Mathiasen, ball 1. So with runners on the corners, no outs after back-to-back Ks, Bonifant still faces runners on the corners, this time with 2 outs as Mathiasen steps in. Next pitch, it's inside, it's 2-0.
If you're able to escape this, if you're Bonifant, Adam, this is the type of thing that can get your team going into the later innings. Johnny Young warming up in the bullpen right now, a trusted arm from Sam DiMatteo. If you're able to get out of this with no runs across after the first 2 reach, this can reinvigorate a dugout that really needs almost a wake-up call, and I think they'd be the first ones to say it after already tacking one on in the 5th. Keep things going. You can make this interesting down the stretch.
Mathiason's in a hitter's count, looking to tack on. He's reached twice on an air and a walk his last time up. The 2-0 pitch to Mathiason. Non-competitive fastball there. And the count is 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Bottom of the 5th, Blue Sox leading the Lumberjacks 5-2. Bonifant to Mathiason. Taken right down the heart of the plate for a strike. It's 3-1.
The way that Bonifant's, his body language right now, you would think that he would just challenge Mathiason with these next 2 pitches.
3-1 pitch. Mathiason comes up swing. That's fouled off right to the top of the net behind home plate. That was headed for the press box. Now, EJ, I know you already got one up here in the press box. I heard.
I did. I didn't catch it. It was a little unexpected, but I would like to let the world know that I did block it and keep it in front of me.
It's good baseball right there. The 3-1 pitch is taken inside, ball 4. Mathiason reaches for the 3rd time today. 2nd courtesy of the walk. And the bases are full for Anthony Cepeda. Cepeda steps to the plate with a lefty. 1 for 1, 2 RBI double back in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. Grieve on 3rd, Orozco on 2nd, Mathiason on 1st. The first pitch to Anthony Cepeda is taken just high, ball 1. And Michael Bonifant peering in, looking to see where that one missed. Bases full of Blue Sox. A chance to break it open in the bottom of the 5th. They already lead 5-2. Bonifant comes home. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Giant swing by Anthony Cepeda. He comes up empty.
He's already had a big hit in this game. The 2 RBI knock in the 2nd that really got things going for the Blue Sox. And he's just trying to add on to it. He's always at his best when he's hitting in the middle of the field.
The 1-1 pitch from Bonifant. By the bat of Cepeda again. Another fastball at 81. And the count is 2 strikes on the Blue Sox center fielder, Anthony Cepeda. 66 pitches from Michael Bonifant. Here's number 67. It misses upstairs, and the count's even at 2. Runners at all bases for the Blue Sox. Mathiason on 1st, Orozco on 2nd. Grieve on 3rd base. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Misses high, and the count is run full.
Now the Blue Sox are going to benefit from getting the runners going. Anything hit to the outfield was almost sure to score 2 runs.
Bonifant versus Cepeda. Bonifant will deliver home. Misses high, ball 4. And it forces in a run. Grieve comes in to score on the RBI walk by Anthony Cepeda.
Johnny Young starting to ramp things up in the bullpen. And you feel for Bonifant. He was this close to finding his way out of that inning, but you have to credit again the approach and the discipline of the hitters of the Blue Sox. They're just refusing to give in to anything that's borderline on the zone right now.
It brings up Michael Gonzalez. Bases still full, Blue Sox. 2 outs. First pitch to Gonzalez. That was a slider that just slipped out of the hand of Bonifant. So with Grieve coming in to score, Orozco moves to 3rd. Mathiason to 2nd. Cepeda's on 1st base. Picks up his 3rd RBI of the game. 1-0 to Gonzalez. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. A hefty hack by the righty Gonzalez. And the count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Blue Sox answer with 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. When the Lumberjacks got their 2nd run in the top of the inning. The 1-1 pitch. It's an off-speed pitch. Misses just low, and it's 2-1.
A 4-run lead and the bases loaded. Gonzalez is really playing with house money in this situation. Adam, he's able to just pick out a pitch that he likes, and he sends it to his power spot.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Misses inside. Ball 3. Hitters count for Michael Gonzalez. No official at-bat so far in 2 plate appearances. Walked in the second, sacrificed fly in the fourth. Already 1 run batted in. Has 3 more on the bases for him. The 3-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, strike 2. Gonzalez tosses his bat towards his dugout. Thought it was ball 4. Is going to have to reel it back in. It's strike 2. Another full count with 2 outs and the bases full of Blue Sox. Michael Bonifant out of the stretch will come home with the pitch. Gonzalez fly ball right field. It's going to be playable for Johnny Alley to his right and back. He makes the catch to retire the side. Michael Bonifant gets out of the 5th inning, just allowing the 1 run. The Blue Sox add on that run, and they lead 6-2. We head to the top of the 6th. You're watching PSCL Baseball on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Two locations with something for everyone. Stuffed Pizza Bar and Grill.
Top of the 6th in the Coachella Valley, the Lumberjacks trail the Blue Sox 6-2. The 5, 6, 7 men in the order for Sam DiMatteo to kick things off in the second. Noah Gutierrez, the second baseman, steps in. He sees his first pitch from Trevor Morgan. It's down low. Gutierrez had an RBI single in the second, struck out in the third. Morgan has worked around more than a few free passes to get through this Lumberjacks lineup a second time. Second pitch is a called strike, and it's 1-1. Gutierrez, in addition to the RBI hit, has played very well defensively at second base. At a couple of double plays, a highlight reel play a moment ago. The third pitch is flown down the first baseline. It'll get out of play near the visiting bullpen down the right side. Lumberjacks looking to chip away. They were answered with a run in the 6th after picking one up in the 5th. This one's to second base. Javen Baxa is up with it, ranges to his left, throws on to Fong at first. The first out is retired in the top of the 6th. It'll bring up Ben Wade. He's been on base both times. He reached on an awkward fielder's choice in the second inning that saw Javen Baxa make the decision to go to second, but the runner beat the throw at second. Wade's able to reach. Wade's also walked in the 4th. Morgan's 6th inning of work, 90-plus pitches. First pitch is just under the knees, says Michael Benavidez. It's 1-0. Nick Eli waits on deck. Cam Tarling behind him. Tyler Nelson continues to throw in the Blue Sox bullpen. The 1-0 was also tapped to the right side. Fong fields it off of a couple of hops. Delivers to a covering Trevor Morgan at first. 2 quick outs in the top of the 6th. Nick Eli walked in the second and grounded out to second in the 4th. Looking to have a long at bat. Morgan trying to make sure that Nelson has a comfortable lead still, as he will most likely enter the seventh into the game in the 7th inning. Morgan out of the stretch from the third base side of the rubber, delivers his 102nd pitch down the inside corner for a strike.
It seems like Morgan is just gaining more and more confidence on the mound as he goes later into this game against this tough Jacks lineup.
0-1, cut on and missed by Eli, and it's quickly 0-2. We mentioned it, Adam. He's mostly led with the slider and gone to the fastball late, but because of that, the Lumberjacks haven't seen as many fastballs, and it's replicated or demonstrated by the swings. Been a little behind on a fastball that's run up to 85. 0-2 pitch is down low. Eli does a good job of spitting on that. The defense behind Morgan is Bufford, Cepeda, Mathiasen in the outfield. Rodriguez, Gonzalez, Baxa, and Fong along the infield. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Could be the final batter of the day for Trevor Morgan, and if it is, what a performance. He goes 6 innings against the vaunted Lumberjacks. He strikes out Nick Eli for the first time this season. And we'll go to the home half of the 6th with the Blue Sox leading the Lumberjacks 6-2 on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
The PSCL veteran Johnny Young steps onto the rubber for Sam DiMatteo in relief of Michael Bonifant to pitch the bottom of the 6th to the Blue Sox. Johnny Young of Texas A&M, Texarkana, has spent this summer playing for the Palm Springs Power as well and been one of the more trusted arms for Sam DiMatteo, making his first relief appearance of the season for the Lumberjacks. He starts off out of the stretch against Isaac Rodriguez, who takes down low, ball 1. Johnny pitching to a 5.24 ERA this season. Most recently against the Colonials a few days ago. Went 1 inning. He misses downstairs again, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 home is popped up along the infield. Gebhardt waving, calling for it. Nick Eli's going to be the one to let it also drop between them. And an uncharacteristic mental mistake by both Eli and Gebhardt, 2 of the more sure-handed fielders in the league, and the leadoff man on in Isaac Rodriguez.
And that's a tough play if you're infielder. Once you say, which is what I assume happened, I got it, and then you assume the other guy's going to get it, and then no one gets it. That's probably what happened there. Those are 2 guys who really want the ball. So that looks like it's Dylan Abid at the plate.
Yeah, Dylan Abid will take over for Javen Baxa, at least on the hitting side of things. He takes called strike 1, the left-hander. Sees his second pitch, and it's well outside. Wade does a good job to stay in front of it, 1-1. So that'll close the day on Javen Baxa, who went 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Dylan Abid with the black and white batting gloves, the all-white cleats, and the navy blue Under Armour helmet with the brown bat resting on his left shoulder. He sends this one down the left field line, foul. Near our trailer that we have at Palm Springs Stadium to get everybody ready for the 4th of July extravaganza tomorrow. Expecting the largest crowd of the season. Johnny Young hunting his first out in the bottom of the 6th. Lumberjacks trail the Blue Sox 6-2. They'll check on Rodriguez at first, back with plenty of time. Cam Tarling at first base for the Lumberjacks. Fuco in left, Jimenez in center, Alley in right. Eli Gebhardt manning the left side of the infield, Noah Gutierrez at second. 1-2. Poked down the first base line again, and doing a good job to cover that pitch is Dylan Abid. Looks like we're also going to see the end of another starter's day. There are a couple of guys twirling some bats in the on-deck circle and in between the grass and dugout on the home side. Another 1-2 from Johnny Young. Swung on and missed. Johnny has his first strikeout of the ball game. He turns away Dylan Abid. Ethan Swidler steps in, a strikeout looking in the first, flew out to left in the 4th.
Nasty slider by Johnny Young. That just ties up a bead inside on the lefty, dealing with Ethan Swidler at the plate.
27th strikeout of the season for Johnny Young. His first pitch to Swidler, it misses down low, ball 1. Swidler, a switch hitter. Most of his damage this season from the left side. It's interesting to see him go right on right here. They'll check on him down at first. The throw back in plenty of time is Gonzalez. So 1-1 to Swidler. Johnny Young with the hair poking out of the gray and orange PSCL cap all teams are wearing. He's set at the belt from the first base side of the rubber. The slider misses outside. 2-1 to Swidler. Bodie Grieve was scheduled to hit. He is not in the on-deck circle, taking his place at least as of right now as we get the information. The 2-1, called strike inside corner. And the count is actually 3-2 now.
Really good pitch by Johnny Young at the top of the zone. It's tough against a power hitter like Swidler because, he usually wants to swing in a 3-1 counts. You can't just throw a get-me-over pitch because that could just get hammered.
Joshua Maness is the man waiting in the on-deck circle. This one is skied into left center field. Jimenez has a beat on it, running it down, and in and out of his glove. It'll fall to the turf. They get it in. Joe Jimenez seemed like he had a read on that ball, and it just popped out of his glove. We'll wait for an official ruling from our official scorer. It's a tough play. Joe had to cover a lot of ground. He was playing shaded slightly into right center, and I think this is a tough luck error that'll go against Jimenez. So there's runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. The Blue Sox looking to add some insurance for Tyler Nelson, who will most surely will be pitching the 7th.
And looks like we have a courtesy runner as well for the Blue Sox.
Joshua Maness in place of Bodie Grieve. Bodie had a successful day at the plate, maybe a little more boring on his side. He didn't record an official at-bat. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch. Joshua Maness, the all-black bat in the crouch stance. I think Hunter Pence sends this one on his hands into shallow right field. Alley comes on and is not able to make the play. It's in and out of his glove. They go to second for a play, and they tag out the runner at third. A 9-6-5 double play. Johnny Alley dove for a ball in right field. It was off of his glove. And at first, Swidler had to see it through. So obviously you get the out there. But also getting the delayed run was Rodriguez at second. They tag him out there. And the strangest double play you might see all season long. We'll go to the top of the 7th. The Blue Sox need 3 outs to shake hands and dust off their regular season. We're listening right here on the PSCL Broadcast Network.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Trevor Morgan's day is done. It'll be Tyler Nelson that'll be trusted to get the last 3 outs for Reed Santos. Nelly's third appearance of the season. He's 1 for 1 in save opportunities. He's pitched 2 innings, has yet to give up an earned run. He's given up 3 hits. He has 1 strikeout. Cam Tarling will lead things off and take a fastball down the chute for strike 1. Scheduled to follow him will be Caden Stillwell, and then back to the top of the order with Binyam Gebhardt. The 0-1 from Nelson is pulled outside into the left-handed batter's box, comfortably a ball, 1-1. Nelson's third pitch also misses outside. Nelson so far has displayed a fastball and a slider, a fastball that has touched 80 miles an hour. Same defense behind him with Fong at first, the only defensive substitution we've seen. 2-1. Sky towards the first base side, hoping for a play as Fong, and he'll run out of room. Lands about 5-6 rows up on the visiting side.
Really good effort dodging that by that fan. Down the first base line, got out of her seat, and landed about 5 rows back. That was a smart play, as they say, when you don't know, evacuate. It can also be used for weather.
2-2 from Nelson, pulled way outside. Nelly dusting off the front of the mound. Doesn't look like he has the landing spot that he likes. The Lumberjacks today, 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. And really the story of the game, Adam, haven't taken advantage of the free passes that's been issued by the Lumberjacks. The Blue Sox, however, with 6 runs on 4 hits, have done exactly that. That's why they're nursing a 4-run lead. Another 2-2 from Nelson. Tapped up the middle. Ranging over to his right is Baxa, and it'll sneak into center field for a base hit. Cam Tarling is now 1 for 2. Caden Stillwell will take his turn, and he'll have to shake off a tough couple of at-bats. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Just under the glove of Baxa. That's a tough play for him anyways, and with the speed of Tarling, I think it's correctly ruled a hit. Tarling leads off first. Stillwell with a slightly open stance, the all-black batting gloves and bat to match. Takes a pitch inside on for a ball. Nelson wanted that pitch. He might have a case. Looks like it grazed the inside corner according to our TrackMan strike zone. 1-0. This one's in there for a strike. Fastball it's sitting about 79, 80 miles an hour. Haven't seen too many off-speed pitches yet from Nelson. Extremely small, conservative lead at first from Tarling. Check swing, fouled back to the first base side, and there's 2 strikes on Stillwell.
What's so interesting is Nelson's delivery. It's so concise into the plate. There's no extra movements, and that's why he throws a ton of strikes.
He's set at the belt, first base side of the rubber. Takes one breath, delivers home, misses outside.
I mean, truthfully, EJ, you know, you're a former collegiate catcher. How many motions do you see that are that quick to home plate like Tyler Nelson?
Well, it's basically just like he's throwing back to the pitcher. He's keeping it short and sweet and to the point. That's why he said he's filled up the zone. 2-2, called, strike 3. Painting the bottom of the zone is Tyler Nelson. 1 down in the 7th. A tough day for Caden Stillwell. But Nelson notches his 2nd strikeout of the season. Top of the order. Lumberjacks just looking to get the tying run to the plate. Binyam Gebhardt flew out in the 1st, bounced out in the 2nd, came around to score after a double in the 5th. Officially 1 for 3. For the All-Star, we'll see tomorrow. Actually, the next 4 hitters scheduled to hit, all will be playing in the All-Star game. First pitch to Gebhardt is high. Nelson with the blonde hair flowing out of the back of that PSCL gray and orange cap. This one is popped along, foul ground. Looking for a play, Swidler behind the plate. He has one. He puts it away for the 2nd out of the 7th. It'll be left up to Joe Jimenez. Jimenez flew out to right in the 1st, struck out looking in the 3rd, lined out in the 5th. Jimenez, after spending some time at College of the Desert being coached by Sam DiMatteo, headed to Olivia Nazarene University. First pitch from Nelson. Misses outside. A battle of 2 power players that have spent some time under both Santos, DiMatteo, and Casey Dill. I'm sure they'll have a laugh about this at some point. 1-0 to Joe, inside. Again, if you can just, I always say, Adam, when you're chasing a crooked number, and in this situation 4 would fit that criteria, all you can hope for is to get the tying run to the plate. And the tying run right now being Johnny Alley, certainly would be more than good enough. You give yourself a chance. 2-0 to Jimenez. Well outside, and it's quickly 3-0 now. There's no action in the bullpen. This is Nelly's game through and through.
And this has got to be an automatic take for Jimenez on 3-0. You're down 4 runs. I'd give him about a 0.5% chance to swing at this pitch.
3-0. Called, strike outside corner. From that, Adam, you're not the best color man in the business for nothing. There's a auto take and a half from Joe. I don't think he ever waved the bat. 3-1. Sent into left field on a line. It takes Bufford back. Leaps up, not able to make the play. It'll roll to the wall. Torling will get a green light from DiMatteo. Jimenez will shut things down at 2nd. Lumberjacks not done yet. A 2-out RBI double from Joe Jimenez.
That's a really tough play for Noah Bufford at 90 off the bat, but his first step was to the left instead of back, and it might have cost him. If he went back right away to find the ball, might have been able to make a play. Once you take a step, not in, but to the side, it was going to be a really tough play and left. That ball was a rocket off the bat.
Drew Perry, 0 for 3 today. He's bounced out twice. He lined out. A starting pitcher that has batted .417 coming into today. Would love to prolong things. Sends this one on a drive into right center field. Cepeda doesn't see it. He continues to chase it, and it's off the glove of Mathiasen. Drew Perry with another 2-out double. Jimenez trots home. It's 6-4. You knew that the Lumberjacks were not going to go away that easily, Adam. They have sent the tying run to the plate in Johnny Alley.
Big-time swing by Drew Perry. That was a deep drive in a right center. That ball was hammered. It was a pitch that caught too much of the zone for Nelson, almost hung up in the air for 5.5 seconds. And I'd say, in terms of players you do not want to face at the plate with the tying run up, Johnny Alley might be number 1 in the PSCL who you do not want to face.
There's no doubt about it. Among the leaders in extra base hits, he is the leader in home runs with 3. This inning began with a leadoff single from Cam Tarling. After a strikeout from Stillwell and a pop-out from Gebhardt, Jimenez and Perry have hit back-to-back doubles. Tyler Nelson just looking for one more out. Alley today doubled and scored in the second, walked in the third, grounded out to first in the 5th. So he steps in with the all-white batting gloves, the all-black bat, and the white Evo Shield helmet. The black sliding mitts poking out of his right back pocket. Nelson continues out of the stretch. First pitch to Alley. Called strike on the outside corner.
Really good first pitch from Nelson. Alley's looking for that ball down in the zone on the inner third of the plate to try to drive and pull out to right center field.
6-4, Blue Sox lead. Alley represents the tying run. This is sent in the air to right field. Retreating is Mathiasen. He doesn't see it. This'll touch down on the warning track. 1-run game. Alley's thinking about 3. The throw to third. Not in time. 3 straight extra base hits. The tying run for the Lumberjacks just 90 feet away.
And as I just mentioned, Alley loves that ball down in the zone. He got a fastball in his hot zone and made no mistake about that. Nelson is lucky that didn't get over Mathiasen's head and over the wall. That ball was crushed, and then a really great stop at third base by Isaac Rodriguez. If that ball gets by him, Johnny Alley is at home scoring the tying run.
6-5. Noah Gutierrez, the second baseman, takes down low, ball 1. Gutierrez had an RBI hit in the second, struck out in the third, grounded out to second in the 6th. 1-0-2, the second baseman for the Jacks. The second pitch is tapped up the middle. Nelson fields it. Will roll on to first. Underhand flip it to Fong. And that will be the ball game. Not before a scare from the Lumberjacks in the 7th. They put up 3 runs. But Tyler Nelson able to nail things down and pick up his second save of the season. That will do it for us, Adam, in the PSCL regular season. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this matchup again on Tuesday next week in the PSCL Championship. The Blue Sox end their season at 14-3-2. The Lumberjacks end their regular season at 12-6-1. Adam, what a finish that we just got to see.
That was terrific baseball. Really good battle back by the Lumberjacks. RBI doubles from Joe Jimenez, Drew Perry, RBI triple from Johnny Alley. That was a terrific baseball game. And obviously the 4th of July game, it's going to be huge tomorrow. We're going to have a packed-out crowd at Palm Springs Stadium.
The PSCL All-Stars and the Palm Springs Power will battle at Palm Springs Stadium tomorrow night starting at 6 p.m. Pacific time. The gates will open an extra 30 minutes early at 4:30. We encourage fans to get here early. Get yourself a good spot and then enjoy all the great festivities that we have for you, including a fireworks show that ends the night starting at about 9:15 Pacific time. We'll sign off from here. From Adam Oppenheim, Ethan Gomolka, Margarita Moreno, everybody that's been a part of the broadcast tonight, we sign off from the desert. 6-5, Blue Sox over the Jacks. Next time you hear us will be for the PSCL playoffs, right back here on the PSCL Broadcast Network.